What is up, everybody? A very warm welcome to this afternoon's Mint with myself, Boring Crypto, or Ben. We have Luminator Jack, or the Luminator, or Winetooth, wherever you know this guy, he's all over the place. So he's with us today. And we have an empty seat, and that is because the host of this Mint show, Andrew Dixon, is out on a fire alarm in his whole building, right? So we are going to hopefully get him come and join us, but his health and safety of himself and his wife are more important than talking to us. So you're going to have to put up with myself, and you're going to have to put up with Jack on this show until such a time as he returns. If he doesn't return, we do apologize for that. We wanted him with us. We have got some giveaways. I'm going to put a banner up on the bottom of the screen shortly. It is a Noonatics, Noonatics Unite. That is going to be the word you'll need to put in for these giveaways that we've got for you. So if you want to start typing that in the comments, you can start then qualifying for that random draw that you're used to now when we use this StreamYard software, and crack on. Jack, introduce yourself just while I make this banner. Tell us a little bit, obviously, about your journey into crypto. You know, kind of talk to us a little bit about life as well. Talk to us about, you know, these kind of fermenting things, the growing that you do, the wine, or the whole kind of backstory. Give us a 5-minute backstory while I just quickly type out a quick banner. And then we'll get on with the role that you've recently undertaken with Nuna and some more of the juicy stuff. Is that cool?
Sounds great. So, I started into crypto about 2017. My professional career before that was all restaurant-based. As a chef, that's how I started. Got my SOM certification about 20 years ago. Really started focusing on wine. And in that fermentation theme, that's what I love to do. I love fermenting, whether it's vegetables, whether it's sourdough bread, whether it's brewing beer. It's just always something I've enjoyed. It's kind of a symbiosis between nature, man, and there's little microbes in there. So as far as the NFT space, it was actually LumenSwap that brought me into that. I don't know if you remember, there was that NFT competition they did at the very beginning. And I put out some atrocious NFTs. I didn't really understand it. As I started to really understand the power of NFTs beyond just a digital image, it sucked me in like it does so many people. The fact that it's decentralized is mind-boggling. You take out the middleman, you give the power to the artists, the experience is better for the collector, and the potential of NFTs, we're just starting to understand it. It's only limited by our imagination. And that's very inspiring to me. So as I personally got into NFTs, I thought, well, this is a great way to publish poetry, self-publish for basically free on the Stellar network. So Stellar NFTs were pretty young at that point. And, so I was snatching up as many different artists as I could, build a pretty huge collection. I think I'm well over 300 Stellar NFTs right now. And in that process, got involved with a few different projects that focus on NFTs. One of them being Nuna. Nuna was one of the most inspirational to me because it's really about empowering artists, giving artists maybe opportunities that they didn't have before. One of the most amazing aspects of the NFT spaces is people in maybe countries that don't have the same opportunities we in the Western world have. If they can sell an NFT for $5 for some XLM, that can really make a difference. And they can feed their family for a month. That just grows out into the community. We can really help level the economic playing field and give really good income to folks with a resource that just comes right from their mind and their skill. So that to me is one of the reasons I love Nuna so much. a lot of times, you know how crypto is, when Moon, when Lambo. But if you're going to have a vibrant ecosystem, everything can't be based on money. There has to be other aspects in the ecosystem that you might use that money for, like art. So I love the opportunities that Nuna is giving to refugees, to young artists, and they're combining not just blockchain-based art, but real-life art in this project. The gentleman behind you see on my mural here, J. Luis Huerta, one of the artists in residency at Nuna, actually has a physical space in Mexico where some of the art will be displayed. So there's a lot of exciting developments happening behind the scene. This is a very young project. So I think that investors should remain patient and know that the team is working really hard to, just popped up with a Andrew piece there. It's one of my favorites. So a lot of opportunity here. And of course, everyone's concerned about price appreciation. But I think that comes hand in hand with a project that's inspiring. I don't know if you've seen the video that they put out.
I don't think. When are we talking?
It was really before they even launched.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it'll make you a little misty. It's a really well put together video, very inspiring, and that's what really draws me to Nuna. I've been involved with them since before launch as someone who contributed to some of their contests. Mm-hmm. And I've been very involved as an investor. Just recently, they brought me on as an educator. So honestly, you and I have a similar knowledge base with Nuna. I know you're pretty knowledgeable about Nuna, but I do have a few little tidbits that hopefully we can teach the broader community about. One of the things that I think is great is they not just focus on the artists, but on the collectors that support those artists. And one of the best ways they do that is if you purchase an NFT in Nuna, you send them their transaction hash on the Discord, they'll send you 15% rebate. And why would you buy an NFT any other way? It just doesn't make sense. So that's great if you're a collector. I've done that a few times, and it's worked out. There was one time I got some punks from Andrew because he offers a discount if you're a JPEG member. Then I throw that in with the Nuna discount, and it's like Black Friday. So if you're a smart collector, there's a lot of ways to take advantage of the opportunities that all these different projects are giving us. And I'm really excited about the NFT space on Stellar for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack there. So thank you for that introduction. There's tons and tons for me to get through. I did that video as well, early days for Nuna, to try and give a high level. And I know you've got a much deeper knowledge of Nuna than myself. This 15% off, I mean, we've got my bro Glow, I think, putting up there,
hey, Glow.
About using the 15% is the only way. I mean, when you start, we're in this kind of wave, aren't we, of stellar NFTs that are, increasing, appreciating in price. So, I mean, that's a hell of a lot. If it's $1,000 you're going to pay on a classic, piece that's on Lightmint, that's $150 back, isn't it, that you're going to get, which you could then spend on more artwork. So, I mean, you can increase your ownership with this, this discount that's coming in. So that's something I think that a lot of people need to be aware of. If you're not, then, you can switch the different, the currencies that you are using or the different assets on Lightmint. And if you're using Nuna, get yourself that 15% for sure. Talk to us a little bit about, how you see this, this like education role. You know, it's something that I was really obviously passionate about with LumenSwap when I started with them, about like kind of forging this role where we help people understand the projects, both from the from the usual kind of community manager side and helping answer questions, but also on like liaising with the team, so we've got information as and when it's being released, so we can do that. You know, how important do you think it is for the rise of Stellar itself, you know, for having these kind of transition roles between what I call them is like conduits between the team, who I think can be ingrained in building the project, and if they're developers, I tend to find they're not particularly good marketers or communicators. A lot of developers I know are introverts, right? So, you know, when they're building out that side of things, they are not necessarily looking after the community. And I've come across Stellar projects where there's a lot of just like really quiet communities without that buzz, without that hype. Do you think this role, you know, with Nuna now and you taking on this role, do you think you can, you know, kind of continue that vein where you're that conduit and you can really help educate us all on Nuna?
That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I've been blessed enough to watch every one of your videos. Yeah, so if there's ever a model for any project to go after, I think they got to look at what you have done and the path that you have blazed for Stellar. Stellar is really missing that educational piece. And I don't know if they're just trying to be impartial or what the real strategy is, but this is a complex subject. And without an educational aspect to it, you're going to lose a lot of people. And it's super important. There's no doubt about it. So what I've tried to, you know, I'm not going to lie, I try to learn from you. You know, because you're pretty much the pillar of the education in all of Stellar. There's really no doubt about that. And you got to bring a little entertainment in tie it in with the key information, because that's what empowers people to really understand a project and to exploit it properly. You know, I've seen this happen so many times where people just don't have all the information. They don't make the right decisions. And that's kind of the responsibility I'd like to take, is to just get information out there that helps people not only understand Nuna, but also the NFT space in general. There's so many tips and tricks to just navigating Lightmint and how to buy, how to work the auction feature, how to dig deep into portfolios. You know, a lot of times some of these artists, they're selling everything they sell or drop is just selling right away. But if you look a little deeper, they still have stuff in their portfolio. It's just been buried by all the mints that are coming in. So if you're smart, you can pick up some gems. You know, just recently I grabbed a bunch of Andrew's stuff that was, he probably minted in the summer. You know, and I think if people knew that was those NFTs were available, or knew how to find those NFTs, they would have snatched them up right away. So there's a lot to educate in the NFT space. There's also a lot to educate people outside of the Stellar network. That's one of the big keys, you know, and we've seen with the X Scouts how successful that's been. So bringing in these cross-chain artists is going to be huge, not just for Lightmint, but for all of Stellar. And I think they're starting to realize that now. You know?
And I think those artists, I mean, they have their own communities, don't they? That's the thing. You know, we have, like, we're obviously fans of Ink, and, you know, we purchase his pieces, and we're fans of other people, Dablo, and, you know, many of the other cool guys on Nuna and that are just knocking out so many amazing pieces of artwork. You know, we're fans. But, like, now we're starting to see these artists arrive from cross-chain networks, and they're like going, oh, it's really this cheap here, and like there's some really cool artists and there's a great community, and, you know, we're very welcoming. I think the community spirit on Stellar is fantastic. You know, there's a nucleus of us that are just, you know, trying to always push for better things, for more community, for more engagement, for higher sales of NFTs, for many different things. And I think these are coming in now and going, this actually is a pretty cool place. It's like kind of arriving in the Caribbean when you're used to living where I live here, where it's like wet and windy, and you kind of arrive and think, this has got to be a sure better bet to live here than where it is where I live. And I think with the FVs and the laggy networks over on like the layer 2s, they kind of, they're used to that because that's all they know. And I think it's like you're talking about their education, how many hints, tips, tricks, it's exposing it and then them kind of going, hey, like to their community, this is where we need to go. And then the little dribbles of community from all these different networks. And I think that's definitely a route that we use.
Absolutely.
For growing the Stellar Network community, to the whole ecosystem out, the investors, how the successful the projects are. So of course, we need people. We need wealth. We need people in who are going to be investing in NFTs, in the projects. And as we get more successful, then that radiates out.
Absolutely. And the network effect is huge because what do the artists do once they get that XLM from the sale? Once they get that, they're going to start looking at the other projects where they can reinvest that and even grow their money more. I think that we're going to see artists, the starving artist moniker kind of slip away. And I would love to see that. Art is really the lifeblood of humanity. It's what else are we here for, than to create? And often before you'd create, what do? You show your friends, you show your family. Now you can throw it up on Lightment, maybe make a few dollars, maybe build a fan base. Take your the money you make from XLM, put it in a good project, get in on LumenSwap, on some of these other things that will generate you wealth maybe forever. So.
And I think, that's that you've spoke about that kind of circular model, haven't you? When you kind of stay here, I noticed that a lot of Stellar assets kind of move around, don't they? It's like, crap, let's get out of this LP position. We need to move here. And it's like almost a merry-go-round of the same assets just moving. And we've got to try and break that cycle and pour more people into the pot who are crypto peeps, who are going to bring their assets to the play park. And then we can start bringing this wave or this tsunami of new, I'll call it money, new money into the space. I think that it's super important. And all of these are contributing factors. And I think someone here, Colo Radic. You've hit the nail on the head here, that the education is the most crucial element missing. It is an inherently tricky network to navigate. I've spoke about this before with the different wallets and the different clients. Stellar's made it brilliant because they've got everything built into the network. But we've also got to have then, how do you use Stellar Term? How do you use Nice Trade? How do you use LumenSwap? How do you use Rabbit Wallet? How do you use Freighter? How do you use Albedo? It's so confusing for a new person. I think the more we can educate people en masse, the more they're going to go, I'm in. I mean, I was speaking to a guy, just to summarize that. I was speaking to a friend of mine who I did a course with back last summer for 90 days. He's a really, really cool guy. He's really knowledgeable in DeFi. And he said, look, even to my knowledge, and this guy, he knows everything about I kind of go to him as a font of knowledge, right? But even to him, he says, look, Stellar's bloody tricky, right? He goes, I'm finding a few things here pretty tricky to learn. And he does all farming and, DeFi operations on a daily basis. But he said there's a lot of different levels of complexity from, the learning the Lightmint platform and the changes we've just had, to the wallets, to the clients, to transacting, trust lines, and we have an opening. We this educational role, whatever we want to call ourselves, on each of the different projects. I think that is a massive thing. And all of you people that are in the comments here, if you want to rank up your skills, you can go into one of those roles on the projects that you like, because there's a massive calling out for that. And until we get that, so everyone knows it, and then you get in the communities that are answering questions and everyone knows what's going on, we're not going to get this tsunami of people arrive. So I'm really excited that this role can really explode across. I mean, it's what we're looking at, 3 or 4 projects now. They've got some sort of education capacity. I think it's going to go network wide.
Yeah, and I think that is, I give props to Nuna for recognizing that, and education, it extends beyond just the project you're working on, because this is an entire ecosystem. Again, it's the Stellar family, and Nuna's going to have staking coming up soon. Nuna's going to have farming coming up soon. That's some of the info they dropped on me recently, but people have to understand the implications of these AMMs and how inherently risky they can be. And I don't want to see people getting burnt chasing yields. That it's something that breaks my heart, and permanent loss is real. So, if we're AMMs 2 months old, a little over 2 months old, the Stellar community doesn't understand, in my humble estimation, that the power of that and also the risks of that. And there's a lot of nefarious players out there manipulating, and you got to watch out. You have to be informed. And going back to, if you want to be an educator, you have to educate yourself. And there's a lot of resources to do that. Again, you've blazed the trail with that, so everyone owes you a huge debt of gratitude. Can you imagine, without your DeFi videos, without your education, what would be going on the network right now?
Hang on a second, I'm just counting out the money to pay you later. Hang on.
Yeah. Seriously though, man, I'm not just saying that. It's what you've done for the network is, I can't think of anyone who's done more.
That's really kind of you, but it's also a cog situation. I mean, we're indebted to people like yourself as well, that are coming here in the community channels, and I mean, you're picking up as fast as I can almost type answers. You're getting answers out there, and we're juggling between 3 and 4 and 5 different threads, and trying to help those projects that we believe in after we've done our own research, and trying to help those communities. And of course, there's people out there like Glow and, Phil and Sir Cheesley, and there's a lot of people involved, cogs within the educational machine. It's not, as much as I'm very, very grateful, I'm part of a much wider group of people now that are delivering high quality information. And even Mr. Plum himself comes in with the odd comment that is useful. No, I'm joking. He's also one of the people that's really useful, from coming over from the XRPL to really help on the Stellar network. And I think all of them cogs make the machine work, don't they? And I think we can just add more and more people who are interested. And then, of course, when there's this good nucleus of heavily educated people who are delivering every day on multiple different threads, I think we can be a force to be reckoned with. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, but one of the keys is integrity. You don't want to. You have to have something to educate about to be an educator. I think there's over 70,000 assets on the Stellar network now. Someone could ask me to educate about, Elon, Dogelon, whatever, some kind of meme coins. I don't want to offend anyone here, but I would say no way. What if there's the information I give people would turn them away from this project? So if you're looking at maybe taking on ambassador role or a education role in the community, and there's a lot of great people available to do that, be careful which projects you align yourself with, because integrity is essential. I certainly don't want to be promoting a project that I wouldn't invest in, so that's a key to the whole system. So I'm excited, very excited about where Stellar's going. And
I think what you got, I just need to interject there, because I think it's an important piece that I need to, that I need to clarify with people, because you've really hit the bullseye with what you've said. I think what happens to a lot of people, they get into an influencer position, right? So people listen to, say, people in the education space and what they should be doing, and not in a financial advisory capacity, but just watch out for this, maybe press this, this is how this works, right? They listen to people, and then all of a sudden that person's ego gets a little, and they think, look, I'm untouchable. And then they start associating with every shit thing that's coming out because the projects are going, here you go, here's like $5,000 or something, and they basically sell their souls to the devil. And they just associate with any old crap. Like you said, if there's I didn't know there was 70,000 assets, but that just, I'm probably aware of about 50, if I'm honest, right? 50, that's it. I don't look beyond that. But I think you're absolutely right there. I think it's the people and only time. I mean, look at a relationship with your wife or anyone. Trust is built with time. People will see whether you're just shilling a sack of turds or whether you're actually really ingrained. And also, I mean, today with Rabbit, for example, I'm coming in heavy, right, with my own money or my own crypto that I've amassed from other places. I'm not going, woohoo, I'm community manager at Rabbit. They're paying me. You should all invest and I'm going to get fat and happy. I'm coming in. I'm deeply invested in these projects as well. And I think that's a very key point for anyone that's thinking about education. Align yourself with projects that mean something, bring value to those projects. But also, if someone said to you, okay, show me your wallet balance of this project, and it's like a big fat zero, you're going to look a fool. If you're heavily, backing that yourself and you're stocking up and stacking those assets, that's gonna be a big, green tick for me.
Absolutely. No one, and advice to folks trying to get involved is be active, be helpful, learn the projects. First of all, you should learn the project before you're investing. So many people just like follow a Telegram channel and this is going to pump. That's not how you build a sustainable network. It's really one of the biggest problems with Stellar right now is there's just too many bad projects, which is a shame because there's so many great projects. Can you imagine? It's 70,000 different assets. If all that capital was focused into the 50 good projects, the difference we would be making, the impact, the price appreciation, everyone wins.
Yeah. And talking about you're talking about manipulation and stuff earlier on with different projects. I know we're probably going off on you guys that are after just pure NFT knowledge. We're going off a little bit of a tangent here, but just bear with us. We're talking about this kind of manipulation of these assets as well. I mean, I can come in, I can do a quick raise, I can get some funds. I can then vote my project into one of the top LP pairs where it's going to get, a crap ton of rewards on certain projects platform. And I mean, this is horrendous for, like you say, people that are coming into the space, to get involved in that. And like you said, the risk of that as well. So I think that, we have to be really digging in. We do your own research, but I think, you need to be, if you're in the comments, guys, go to the likes of Jack and myself, so Cheesley, Glow, Inc. Anyone's going to point you in the right direction. If you're looking at something, you think this is going to be my ticket to retirement, maybe just ease off the accelerator pedal a little bit, do a little bit more research, ask a few people. So one of the parts of doing your own research, ask the trusted people on the network. Do you think this has any, ongoing value? What's the utility? Ask them. They will give you the answers, and you can add that to your research, can't you? So that's a tip for you. What I want to answer here is this question, just before we go on, is biggest question, fellas, from this same really fancy profile pic there. I think that looks, are you skiing there or snowboarding? But it's a pretty cool pic. How does one decide where to mint their NFTs? I've been holding off on minting until I find the best platform that offers the ability to add royalties. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be offering this new level X. Okay, it's going to be something coming out of Drift Exchange. If you're a high quality artist, if you've got some really cool artwork, this is going to be private auctions. Right now, the way the private auctions are going to work is there's going to be a set entrance level. So people get invited in if they have a certain amount of a certain token in their wallets. They will be allowed to come into these auctions for the absolute exquisite exclusive. Think Lambo NFTs on Stellar, okay, in this private community. But what we're going to do is we're going to commission the work, So you get paid to make that piece. If I said to you, if you're going to hang in the Tate Gallery in London, give us your best effort. That's the kind of thing that we would be looking at doing. But then on the sale price of whatever that piece goes for in the private auctions, you as an artist will get the commission. So we're looking at the commission rates at the minute, but somewhere between 10 and 20% on the sale price that you would also get. So, I mean, that's something I think is really exciting, because instead of it being, there's nothing wrong with NFTs. I love them, that are, computer layers that are generated sets like that. I think they're great. But I'm talking about, hand drawn, people, or it might be all sorts of different artwork, but people really investing into a single piece, wanting it go for a premium price. And there are, I was having this conversation, is Stella ready for this kind of thing? Whereas like this would fly on F, but is Stella ready? And I said, look, there's pieces going, I mean, Lucy's are going for plus $1,000, right? There's pieces going for plus $1,000 virtually on a daily basis. So I don't see $1,000 minimum entry price for these pieces of art as a problem on Stella, but it would be super exclusive. Lamborghini don't sell 100 cars a day out of a garage, you get me? Right? It's a very exclusive place to be. So if you're after that, Stella can do that, but we also have Stella NFT. I think it's a little clunky, and it's nowhere near Lightmint's ease, right, as a platform, but it does allow a royalty kickback to the artist. So that's something Lightmint at the moment doesn't have. Can you shed any more light on whether
Sure.
you think
definitely? So I think Lightmint is going to eventually have royalties. I would bet money on that. And if you're a new artist and you're really concerned about royalties, first of all, I send royalties. I send 10% minimum. I sold some recently, unless of course you sell for a loss. I'm not going to send a royalty if I sell for a loss. I'm sorry. But there's so many great projects that are trying to help you right now. You can come in, you can be a big fish in a relatively small pond on Lightmint, and those dividends are going to pay down the road. So if you're just worried about royalties, you're not seeing the whole picture. To me, it's more important to be in early on the network, build a reputation for yourself. You can look at Na, he's been incredibly successful. Part of the reason for that success is the fact that he's actually given away so many NFTs to his community and to his supporters. And those investments have paid massive dividends for him. So we've got at least three great projects on the Stellar Network. Nuna, for example, they have a artist residency. So you want to come in and apply for the residency, they're going to look at your project. You want to go to Drift, same thing. You go JPEG DAO, there's all these great options. So if you're a new artist and you're trying to think, where do I go? You got to Stellar, to me, is the answer. You're going to, in OpenSea, it's literally an ocean. Stellar, smaller pond. You have a chance to really shine if what you've got is quality. So I am super bullish on Stellar. I think it's the way to go. Hopefully we see royalties soon, but if you're a collector, do the right thing, send a royalty. If you sell,
that's a really nice thing to bring to the table, and I think that's just shows your integrity, etc. That you send royalties back based on like profits and things like that. I think that's a really nice touch. And I always, I'll always go and do maybe the opposite way. I'll always try and pay handsomely, and I'll say, look, I don't want mates rates. I don't want the fact that I'm going to put it on my socials and it's going to be seen or engaged with by a lot of people. I don't want you to factor that in. I just want you to factor in what it costs, a nice price. So I kind of always try and fairly pay on the front end for any artwork that I'll get commissioned. And I've been like going to many different artists. The last one of a long line was, Dablo, when I saw these kind of woodcuts and I was like, damn, I need these now. What's the price? And, he allowed me to have them, and they were just the next level as well. So I think that's really cool of you to do that.
Sure. Well, speaking of Dablo, he's one of the NFT artists that we have to give away today, and it's pretty incredible piece. You know, so we've got three different pieces that Nuna residents and some of the higher ups in Nuna have created for us. Because that's the great thing about, one of the cool things about Nuna is it's run by artists. So
So how
Munez.
can you screen share? Can you show us?
You know, this is my first time on here.
Okay, it's reasonably simple. If you go onto the little share button that you've got at the bottom, can you see? Do you have one?
I don't.
Okay. Is there anywhere that I can find them? So
you know what? I sent them to Andrew.
Oh, okay. Oh,
but I can do that really quick. You know, while we're chatting about stuff.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'll just ask any questions, guys, in the comments about. I've tried to pull up as many of the good comments as I can onto the screen. I'm trying to. Mint Andrew has said to us that he's hoping to be back in the building soon, but not 100%. So we don't know if we're going to get him in the next 25 minutes. But of course, as we've already said, safety is absolute primary concern here. You know, not being on this show. So yeah, so it's a great to have a special guest, as it would just be me talking about NFTs, and I can't draw a stick man. Okay, so what have we got here? Norbears actually does shower people in NFTs. He sent me my very first NFTs. Norbears is a legend. Absolutely fantastic. He is a really cool guy, as well as his awesome artwork. We've got, I've just bought, oh, here we go. I've just bought a load of Nuna. So first, last, thank you very much for supporting the Nuna project. I'm also a bag holder in Nuna. So that's what to do with it. Well, one of the things that you've just been told is to go to Lightmint to select Nuna as a custom asset. And then to buy some artwork with Nuna and get your 15% back, yeah, in Nuna. So there you go. If you're going to get 15% back on some of these expensive NFTs, that would be super cool. We want to hear from Ink. Yeah, I know. We hope that we can get him back on. Maybe, if we can't get Ink on now, we can maybe pull him in on the Lumen Swap show later on as well with Phil, which is going to be something that's going to rock and roll. We've obviously got some things to give away. Why Jack is sorting out sending these.
I've got you the first to your Twitter messages. I got the Dablo piece that the link to Lightmint I just sent you.
Ah, perfect. Okay, so let's pull up that. Let's go back. I see.
Yeah, and I love Dablo, man. I think I got one of his first pieces. He's just a good guy. We did a collaboration with Andrew and Nah actually on a pretty wild piggy punk. It was pretty nuts. It was fun, a lot of fun.
I remember, I think, that one. Yeah. Oh, this is super cool. Super cool.
I love that belt, man.
Yeah, that's amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this tab. Let's click onto this. Okay, so if I come back and I share my screen, what we'll do is we'll give this away now. We'll do the draw, and then we'll rinse another name, because I know you've got a couple to give away, haven't you? So we'll rinse another code word or whatever the people have got to type in, and then we can give away another one.
And I'll be when I send these, the people who win these are not just going to win the NFT. The Nuna team was nice enough to throw in an extra 10,000 Nuna to whoever wins these. So that's a pretty big deal.
So they're getting tokens and the NFT.
Tokens and the NFTs. They went full bore with this. These guys are they're great people, man. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, can you see the NFT on the screen?
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Okay.
There's the comments a little bit over some of it, but it's still looking good.
Okay, perfect. So there we go, guys. We've got this. If I just knock that down now, so you can see Tattoo Pig Punk 40.
Luchador. I love those luchadors.
Yeah, and I think one thing Sir Cheesley brought up yesterday, which is a very important thing to bring up. Let me just kill that off. Remove. He brought up that people don't pay enough attention to the tattooing on Dablo's piggy punks. They look at a piggy punk and they think, oh, okay, you know, he's cool, or she's cool, but they don't look at the detailing on the tattoos, which I think is crucial. And then you can see the skill of the man, Dablo himself, who's doing this. He's obviously a Bolivian tattoo artist living out in Greece, plying his trade. But that's the talent. The skill is in the detail of the tattoos. Amazing, amazing detail. So let me head off to the giveaway tool and we will do the draw for this one, right? We're going to do that one right now.
Wish I could be in this draw.
I know. And me. I wish I could. Right. So we'll share. Okay. Save tab and giveaway tool. You just tell me, mate, if you can see Lunatics Unite on the screen.
Sure can.
Okay, this is the draw for that amazing piece by Dablo. Here we go. Off and running. Hey, Fergal. I think it's the first time you've won anything on one of these shows, Fergal. So it's really nice to have a different winner. Well done, my friend. That one Jack is going to sort you out with. So that is going to be whistling its way over to you, my friend. Well done. Congratulations.
I'm so glad you won, Fergal. Talk about another educator, stellar MVP. That he's just the man over there in Ireland. I love that guy.
He is a really cool guy. Yeah, I would need to say a live thank you as well for the JPEG DAO hoodie. I haven't got it on today. I should have maybe put it on. I'll put it on next week.
I got my Knobbear shirt right there.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Awesome. It's great to have all this kind of cool merch like knocking around now. So
the other two, you have the other two NFTs as well. The links in your
okay, so I've got the links in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick now. So we're going to draw again. Oh, no, not that draw again. Let's go back. Okay, forward. Let's do another giveaway.
Yeah, very exciting. I love these giveaways you guys do, whether it's here or whether it's on the Lumen Swap show. I can't wait for that today. I'm definitely going to be in the comment section hoping to win some, especially with is Phil on there today?
Yeah, Phil's on, mate. Phil's on, yeah. So we're going to start collecting comments. The new comment, and I'm just going to remove this banner for a second. Hide this banner and edit. Phil is on. We're also giving away some cool stuff. We're changing the word to gimme NFTs.
I love it.
In fact, is it? Let me just check. Gimme NFT, sorry, singular, not plural. Okay, so I'm just going to type that in now. And then in the next 5 minutes, we will do another NFT giveaway. I'm going to save that.
On the screen while you're doing that, I'm just going to answer that question from Rooney there. Yes, when you sell your NFT, it will be in another person's wallet, but you will always be credited as the owner. So it carries with you whether it's in someone else's wallet or not.
Right, I think that's right. So where are we? Gimme NFT. Yeah, we're off and running, guys. So get the Gimme NFT. Are we starting to get it typed in? Yeah, Gimme NFT. Good. Right, you guys that are typing that out, if you are typing Gimme NFT, you are going to be up for the next one. And I'm going to go and have a cheeky look at what the next one is. Been a crazy days happening so fast. And today is supposed to be a day of rest. Exactly. There's no days of rest in crypto, Fergal. There's no days of rest. Yes, crypto is 24/7. Yeah, that's the way we roll. Good to see how many Gimme NFTs are coming in now. I'm really super excited. We're going to be having another giveaway. I'm going to go and have a sneaky peek at what awaits the next one. Are we going to Luminottos?
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
I love this series. I really love this series. He's got a lot of great stuff. Impressionati is excellent. And Mune, he's got some cool stuff too. Wait till you see what he's got for you.
This is good. This is good. I like it. Okay, let me show all of you guys what treats we have in store here. So share.
I definitely miss Andrew for sure. It was funny. We were setting up, and at like 10:55, that fire alarm went off, and it was. But that chair is pretty cool. I will say it's a pretty cool chair he's got there.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be wanting to speak to you from an NFT artist perspective. I mean, you guys are obviously creators, and he's got loads of questions. So I think it's only fair that we just rinse this again and put you back on, in a guest format, because the in-depth people are coming here to listen about NFTs, not just me and you sort of jib-jabbering about many different topics. So yeah, we've obviously continue to cover sort of Nuna stuff as well, but we need to bring you back on so you guys can go in depth and sort of granular about NFTs. I hope everyone can see this. Can you see the Luminatos number 26?
Yeah, it's got a little Mint podcast there in the corner.
Yeah, Mint podcast, right? So this is a one of one unique item specific to this show, right? So here we go. Keep going, guys. I'm going to give you another couple of minutes to get your gimme NFTs. If you're listening on Twitter, because this is going live on Twitter as well, don't think about commenting under Twitter. It doesn't pick it up. You need to switch across onto the YouTube Mint channel on YouTube. Look at Andrew Dixon's. Yeah, Art by Dixon is the handle that you need. You need to go and look for the YouTube link. Click onto the YouTube link, sail across here onto YouTube, get the comment on YouTube, and then that machine will pick up your vote. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Any more questions from the family here? What have we got? Anything else? No, I don't think we have.
One more thing I'd like to say is, if you want to learn more about Nuna, the Telegram channel is a great place to start. Telegram, I prefer Telegram over Discord personally. Discord can fry my brain sometimes, but the Telegram channel that Nuna has is great. They're always in there if you have any questions. I'll be in there answering any questions you might have in the future.
Let's just remove him from stream at the moment. Okay, so this is a question for you, Jack. When an NFT gets minted, where does the source of art live on the chain? Does it get stored on a server? What if this server is turned off? Do we lose all access to NFTs? Does this make sense? Does that make any sense to you?
It does. This is something that Fred over at Lightman has addressed before in a really great article. I think it's called NFTs in the Apocalypse. So a lot of times people look at, and this is why Nuna is so important, is because the blockchain is more than just one server. It lives on the IPFS, right? So it's safe, it's immutable, it's not going to degrade over time. You not have to worry about retouching it. There's no question about if it's a fake or not. It's all traceable. Yeah, someone can right-click on it and copy it, but it's just like going to the Louvre and taking a picture of the Mona Lisa. You don't own the Mona Lisa. And honestly, when you buy an NFT, you don't really own that image unless it's explicitly implied in some type of contract. So there's a lot to learn about NFTs for everyone, because this is just so new, and that's why it's so exciting. Our imaginations are the only things holding us back from the potential we can see here. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, where do you see, while we're on the topic, so where do you see the whole NFT movement heading this year? What do you think is going to be kind of new areas that we're not seeing at the moment, and maybe some things that we are seeing at the moment that are going to grow? What do you see as the kind of path of them throughout 22?
So there's so many things. I'm really interested in metaverse galleries. I mean, to me, that's one of the things I want to see more than anything else. I would love to have a gallery on the metaverse with links to Lightman, where if people like the product, they can go directly to the Lightman and buy it, make an offer. And if you've got an Oculus or some type of VR device, if you've been in any of these virtual spaces, it's ripe with opportunity, really engaging, cool opportunity. So you could have maybe a virtual gallery. You have a music event. You could have a corporate sponsored event. There's so many ways that we can look at this space if we're creative. I also like the way that you can maybe even tie it into real world events, maybe as an NFT to a ticket to different events or or a way to get a discount at a brewery, or it's limitless. What we'll see this year, it's hard to say. It's moving so fast, and it's up to us as community members. Hey, there he is. You didn't get burnt. I'm glad.
Yeah, it was actually the hot water pipe in an apartment burst on the first level. There's flooding everywhere in our building, but my apartment and other ones are okay on a certain end. It looks like a disaster out in the hallway.
Well, you know what we've got, because we've got Jack here and you weren't here. I think it's like the highest live attendance that we've ever had.
I know. I looked. I was like, oh, look at all these people here, and I'm not even here. I'm a ghost. I'm just a chair, and then I disappeared altogether.
So
I was
I
cool chair. There was this. I didn't mean to interrupt everything that's going on. There was a small part of me that was hoping that if there was a fire, that the building would go up and you'd slowly see this background just fall apart as you guys were talking. And I thought it'd be the most amazing YouTube experience in the world. But
I've told you a million times not to exaggerate.
I'll be right back. You guys.
Yeah, so we get how many are in the live?
We've got about 22. I think that. Well, I always think that you have to give and take with these figures, because it says something here and the actual views are way higher. But yeah, 22 with us live, and I think this is the third episode, or maybe the fourth. I'm not sure, but it's certainly a great turnout. I actually just love talking to people. If it was, thanks, Kel. I've just been delivered a nice English cup of tea. So yeah, but 10 people, 5 people, I think if people want to learn, you have to start small and then you just kind of grow. And it's the same with the Lumen Swap show now. I mean, we've grown the Lumen Swap show to be inclusive of different people. Today, we've got Phil. Next week, we've got JPEG, main man, or certainly one of the main contributors, Brian Gold. And then we've got Hugh Benjamin that's coming on Lumen Swap show in early February, talking about NFTs as well. So, yeah, I think you just have to start small. And I'm delighted that there's more than 20 people on this live. And there'll be a lot more viewers. There'll be several hundred viewers by the time that people are plugging into this over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, and congratulations on 1,000+ subscribers on Bullring Crypto, man. It should be 100,000. But
yeah, thank you. I think that it's kind of cemented me as one of the voices on Stellar. Now I've got to that 1,000. I think it's a lot easier. I mean, I was from like 950 to 1,000. It was like a slog, and then I kind of logged on the other day. I think there's like another 30 or 40 subscribers. So it kind of like then starts to get a lot easier for numbers to come in. And yeah, it's good because I like to commentate on various different things. I think I'm going to do a video, why I think Stellar is going to explode in 2022. That's going to be my next one. And I've been thinking about some of the different factors of that. So that should be pretty exciting. I'll hopefully have that out the gates tomorrow for those people that are fans of Bullring Crypto YouTube. So thank you for the comment.
Sure.
Ink is back with us, so I can actually have a slurp
Is
of
the
tea.
show over? Or are we done?
No, let's just roll for another 20 minutes till about
we got some giveaways too.
Let me just say, like Jack, thanks for sticking it out for as long as you have and being, I guess, like, hey, look, Jack was the stand-in. You're the sixth man. You're the host sixth man. You come in off the bench, and you hit some shots. I'm sure. Clearly, everybody came here. Look at all these.
It's fun. That's the thing about this. I've said it before. I will say it again. Fun is a utility. It's a utility, and projects need to keep that in mind. You got on the Nuna Telegram, we have fun. On the Drift Exchange Telegram, we have fun. All these places, and that the value of that, you cannot overestimate that. As an investor, I love it. I love to see that, and I love to see the engagement. It's so key. So key.
What have you got in your mug there, Ink?
Just coffee. This was the coffee I was going to be drinking in the show, and it just sat here. If anything, the mug you didn't see was me, and my glasses are also just trying to adjust back to normal life. So you get to see me without my glasses on. I don't. Now you're just all a blur. So
So I think that it's cool to have. Well, it's super cool to have you back. You guys, I mean, both of you being artists on Lightmint and producing fantastic. That piece that you made for by Drift inspired Jack, I think that was super cool as well. By the way, I didn't touch on that. That's something that people need to check out. So that's a real, hats off to you for that creation. But you guys are like doing really good. I mean, Ink. What is going on? I mean, I know that you're never ever going to blow your own trumpet, right? You're never ever going to say, so many good things about yourself because you're not that kind of guy.
No, not really. I mean, I like to have fun and point things out for just the sake of fun. I also feel like if you don't talk about yourself, how do people learn about you? But I think that requires.
Sorry, I wasn't meaning like that way. I mean that you're not kind of like a big self-provoked. Look at me, I'm so fucking great.
Oh yeah, no,
you're not that kind of guy. But I must bring attention. I mean, we decided as a project at Drift Exchange that we got together, myself, so Cheese, Lee, and Phil, and we said, we really want to make a big impression with a huge bid from the funds that we raised at our pre-sale, and invest in you as an artist, invest in that piece, the 500th Stellar Punk, and invest in the punks moving forward for our community, for giveaways, for auctions, for many different things.
Well, I also saw there's just to chime in, it was a very emotional thing for me. It shocked me, and to learn that it wasn't just one person that did it, that it was a project effort, it was a community effort, it was people who have been around for a while and people that are new with the Drift project being created, and I knew it wasn't just about me. I knew that this stood for something on the whole network as history of Stellar with NFTs and where it's been going on Lightmint. And I was actually just okay if it just sold for whatever, if it reached the reserve, right? I had a decent reserve on there. And if I thought that would have been the highest selling Stellar Punk ever, it wouldn't have mattered either way for my own personal achievement, right? And I threw out some incentive there. We're halfway through the collection. I wanted to create a little buzz of my own, and then it turns out some people took that upon themselves to create an electric force, and it sent the whole community ablaze. It's still unbelievable.
Yeah, congrats.
I think this is why one of the reasons why Nor is so fucking cool as well. Excuse my cursing. But Norbear's community, 100% support for Ink. I think all of the people obviously here and everything, we've all really supported you. But what I needed to clarify from my standpoint as a friend of yours,
go right back. Go ahead. Sorry, go right ahead.
I just needed to clarify just the point that we made a strategic investment. We made a strategic investment of 5% of your future punks and that one piece. For a record-breaking price on the Lightmint platform. Now, the reason we did this is because that obviously opens us up to 25 punks of the 500 remaining and that one piece. So this is, for me as a businessman, as one of the the core team at Drift Exchange, it's a no-brainer to be getting 25 future punks and that one piece. Okay,
that's how I saw it from a marketing standpoint.
Well, I know now. I mean, let's put that whole package aside because that's what we decided to do. But also, let's look at the jokers. So the jokers that you created for us, for our Joker game that we're doing, are blasting 4K. 4K.
They average 4K. It doesn't matter if they're animated or not. They're 4K. I mean,
so this is
I could say that thing the animated should go higher, shouldn't they? But that doesn't. You have to start somewhere. So obviously the set, right? 4,000 something, depending on how people felt that day and the market and whatnot. So it's just I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this stuff. I think that it's finally what I think what Stellar deserves, in comparison to other, NFT markets, that this should happen to any collection. And it's happening to artists every day now. I think it's pushed other people's stuff up. I'm sure of it. It has to have.
Definitely has. And, were you the first Nuna SAF resident?
Technically, yes. Yeah. On the public side, they accepted me first, and I'm also, I think, probably going to be the last person to submit a project because of just
I'll
stuff.
be competing with you for that. The more I dig into this project, the more work that I'm putting on myself. It's
as long as they don't hate us for it. I mean, that's the thing that weighs on my mind, because like the thing is that I'm a terribly like I get in my own head, so I get really worried and I stress myself out, even when people tell me not to be stressed or take your time, and have fun with it. My brain wants to just tear me apart. So the fact that I've had like such trouble figuring out my Nuna project has been, it's been tough, and I knew I had to come back to what you were saying, Jack, is I needed to have fun. I was worrying myself far too much about something that everybody wants to have fun with, and they do have fun with. NFTs are fun. People are having so much fun with the stuff they do, and I think about like the fun me and you have had. And you started the wrestling thing, and we tried to turn that into some sort of game, and people played along where they could. And I it's funny, this comment right here, but I see you peeking over the edge, Jack. It's just, you look like this.
That's good. That's good for the community. I love to see this. My
mug. For new artists, do you guys think it's the best to mint your artwork and build your collections before listing the piece for sale, or just go right into selling or auctioning artwork as they're minted? I see some shaking of head. Go right ahead.
All right, so as a collector who lurks on Lightman multiple times a day, if I don't see a price, I kind of move on. So two things with that. Don't over mint. This is like a token. You got to control supply. You want to pace supply and demand. So you got to be strategic. And my advice as well is to initially, just like what happened with Rabbit today, you want to start low and get people on the project, supporting it, talking about your work, and the floor will rise. You don't want to come in minting for the first time with really high prices. It's not going to work. If you come in and, like one of my favorite artists, and I have a ton of his stuff, is Damien Forenza. I mean, one of ones, 35 XLM, or 45 XLM, 50 XLM.
I still think that's low sometimes.
It's way too low. It's way too low.
But like, he lets everybody have stuff, and like he sells. I mean, and I think he does really well, and people love his stuff. I think that's like, I could take it, if you don't mind, like just like an insight that I've had from as an artist who has sold his work at shows and been at a table, what you could perceive as what we're doing right now every day online, is that it's a 24/7 art show. People have different strategies. People want to have a lot of things that everyone can afford. They want people to have their art, regardless of what a person may feel the value is, right? And I think that reaches to an extent for so long in NFTs, and it's not to take offense to it in any way. It's just that NFTs, like you said, it's since it's part of the blockchain and it's being tokenized, you have to take this sort of strategy to it, that you're contributing to something that is building a new process of value, right, for art. And that doesn't mean that you need to charge thousands of dollars for your art, or that that it's required that everybody get rich or something like that. But I think there is something to be said about the ability that we have with NFTs to buy something and immediately know that there is an extended value to it. It's very hard to put extra value on, like, say if this wasn't a comic and it was just a poster of the comic cover, and I paid $35 for it. It's worth what I paid for it. It's never going to really go up. It's never really going to go down. If anything, truly, it's worth what they paid to print it. And that's a different thing altogether. So I think that's where like you have to like really figure out for yourself what art means to you and to what you're doing with your projects. Because also NFTs has this whole nother thing. You can move yourself forward with projects that I don't think have ever been achievable before for artists. I don't think artists ever thought, oh, if I sell this many pieces, I can move up to making a whatever have you, you know?
Yeah, and also if you're an artist, one of the things that NFTs give you the opportunity to do is to really engage with your fans. And I think that adds tremendous value to your portfolio. Because, you know, I get a little bit embarrassed when you throw me in the artist category. I'm more in the collector category.
But the crypto the cryptozoic creatures and it just, you do stuff that's really cool. Like you put together stuff that is art. Like you are expressing yourself through a visual medium. You also write poetry. You call it bad poetry, but it's just because you have a lot of puns and things. And like, I love puns.
Well, yeah. And my philosophy with that is no one writes poetry to get rich. And if you do, you're probably doing it the wrong way. If I can, the fact that I could be like, hey, you know, this is something I'm actually kind of proud of, and other people can see it, and if they like it, that's great. If they don't, at least I have a chance to self-publish. You know, that's really what a lot of this boils down to. It's self-publishing.
Sure. It's a lot. I see Lux here said that she can't work out how to add a price, and I'm guessing she means how to add a price on Lightment. And what you're going to want to do is, Lux, is that on the side that says, sorry, I'm a visual person myself.
Sell this item.
Yeah, when it says sell this item, it's kind of vague at first to see that say sell this item, because it's also the place it's kind of sounds like I think it was phrased differently before. It just kind of made it seem like you weren't putting a price on it, and really what it is that when you on the new site, when you click, see the old site used to have it phrased differently. I'm still going off of that. So when you, let's see here, let me get a share going here. Here we go. Maybe I can zoom in a bit here. No.
Yeah,
anyway, it's up here. So if you're here, let's see here. Okay. So if you're looking at something, you've got an item and you click sell this item, you're going to put in your offer of XLM. You can change your market if you're looking to sell it for something different. So you would put in, 200 and make offer. I don't own this one anymore, so I'm not going to do that. So it would be like that. And then when you press buy this item, it would show up.
Are you supposed to be screen sharing?
Is it not up?
No.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
You also have the option to auction.
Here we go. Sorry. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here if I can. So you're on your item. Let's say you're on your item, right? And you click on this little bar here. It's going to say sell. And then you're going to put in your price to sell your item. And you can change your markets depending on that. And then you click make offer. And then it'll ask you to sign your item and so forth. So that's really it. In the old site, it used to be a little different. Let's see here. Do I have anything new, for example, that I could show how to do that?
You probably don't have anything that hasn't sold already.
Don't worry about it. No, I actually still have stuff in stock. I mean, that happens. Let's see what's new. Well, you can probably go on ahead. I didn't mean for this to take up time. Actually, I can't see.
One cool thing I've noticed is you're able to actually use NFTs to buy NFTs. Nas working on that with his.
Yeah, there's some stuff but there was a thing last night. Someone was trying to had one of my punks up on auction and to bid with something just called NFT, and it caused a little bit of confusion for some people on Twitter. We were looking at it like, what do they mean bid with NFT?
I think that's a new token. I think that
I don't know.
Yeah,
Fred said it was some sort of mistake that someone tried to make up an asset of like 63 NFT, but they had no like value. I don't know. Somebody was trying something, or maybe they made maybe they caused an error somewhere. I wanted to go over the new site anyway because it is so gorgeous. I mean, it's a work of art in itself. So okay, so I still own this Stellar Punk.
So beautiful.
So I want to sell it, right? Do I want to put it in an auction? Not at the moment. What do I want to sell it as? XLM. I'm just going to say that. And then you put it in your price. 500. Make an offer. That's what I think maybe confuses people is that the wording of making an offer when you're going to sell is tricky. So you would say make an offer, you'd sign it, and it'll say successful. Go over on the other end. Boom, buy. And then it'll tell you whatever your native currency is in value to XLM. Yeah, it's pretty simple. This new site is just like out of control.
I think it's pretty cool here that while you're just finishing off there about the site, I just want to add that, My Bro Glow has said that he's excited to see more music artists. We had Sir Cheesleys, DJ Cheesy. Yeah, and that was pretty cool to see that. And of course, Ink has been actually the first recipient of my bedtime story series.
Oh, so, are we really moving forward with that?
For him and his wife, it's something that they can put on when they go to bed, and I can read Tabby McTap from Julia Donaldson.
See, that's what I mean. Like that's the thing. Like we'll have to write up new stories. We can't use stories that have been copyrighted. We can't.
And I would have to have it. Would have to have a new story.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like call them Jackie the Stripey Cat. Heather just walked by doing this, so she's on board.
Okay, cool.
It said, I just want to bring something up here real quick. Lux also said how they've updated the site. Now she can't log in. Now, this is something that people have been having a problem with. And now I think it has to do with integration of a username. So you may need to log in with your Google or Facebook account. There used to be that little option where you could like tie in your like a social media. That I think might be the problem for some people that are like, I can't see my stuff, is that there is a login now. Like even when I go to Mint, for very briefly, it says log in, and then it automatically logs me in because I am logged in. So play around with that a little bit. Really get used to this interface. The wallet configuration, your settings. Your settings is probably where you're going to go. Here, you can use content, customize your storefront. You can use content from your favorites. So you would click that, and it would only show things that you like. You can use content from Stellar Wallet, content from your store. So now I think content from Stellar Wallet is for all you collectors out there that want to share your collection only. And then change profile picture, background picture, your name. Apparently, you can change your username if you send in a request. So if you're not happy with your username, you can change that. And that I'll stop there for now.
Do we have enough to do that other giveaway?
Yeah, let me remove that screen share from Ink, and let me do another screen share, and we'll do the giveaway. Of course, we've got enough people. More than one is enough. We'll share the screen.
Oh, have I been sniping bears away from people?
Okay, you tell me if you can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, off we go.
You know, Ben, I said that I made that water pipe burst just so you'd have to take care of everything today.
Yeah, so I know that you're going to like drop a couple of nice little treats into my NFT inbox. It's fine. It's cool. I'll live with it.
There is still a high current comment.
Oh,
Christopher!
Hey,
What
another.
did he win? What did he just win?
He just won the Lumen. What was it? What was it?
Illuminato. It's
Illuminatus?
it's series you love with the
The
octopus.
octopuses. Nice.
Yeah. Special and 10,000 Nuna.
Oh,
So-
of course.
So not a bad deal. Now,
So yeah, that's great. And we've got one more. Is that right?
we do.
Okay, so let's get over. Let's whip through this. Let's have a look. This one.
It's a banger too. It's a good one.
Okay, we're loading up. Let's introduce it to everyone. So we'll go to stop screen share.
So, Jack, I'm guessing you're just going to handle this since we got kind of.
Oh yeah, I got notes down.
Thank you. I'm completely
they're in my wallet.
racked
I'm gonna
now.
just DM me. Both Fergal and Chris are.
Wrong one.
Just DM me.
That's my Twitter. Hang on a second.
Nice. I like that car.
Yeah, that's coming on the Lehman Swap show later on. That's not the
Nice.
right one. I need to get the messages. 1 second.
I saw it on your screen there.
Yeah, I have
I'm
it.
pretty sure
I shared the wrong tab. It's mine. It's my bad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I wasn't locked in for 6 months of the other game, that I'd probably be doing some Racer X stuff. But
Can you see this?
cars?
Oh,
I got really inspired. So you're probably going to see a lot of car stuff from me. It has nothing to do with it. But
do they see the little bull horns there? I love that.
I love this. Great. So this is nice.
I like this as well. We've got a little bit of boring crypto going on, a little edge there.
It's an interesting little. I like that. So it's a yeah. Okay, so that's a YouTube icon with and then it's got is that like a mohawk between the bull horns because it's like a punk, right? I think that's what I'm getting from that. It looks like a little mohawk. Yeah, that looks like the top of an astronaut helmet.
It does indeed. Yeah, I think that looks like a shirt. Well, I think there's art.
You can take that as anything you want, couldn't you?
Exactly. So
this is brilliant. I love this.
And it's a great series. He's paired up with a bunch of different quality projects, Nuna and
play button ever for real.
Yeah,
It's like never has a play button ever been considered a work of art.
I'm
going to just quickly set up a new, just while you guys.
Yeah, YouTube might come after us for that. To go like, oh, what the hell is this?
Well, yeah, for real.
Yeah, they may.
That's another thing to think about.
We gave it away.
Okay, this one's very, very simple, guys. Okay, so all you need to type is win-win. 2 words,
Win-win.
2 3-letter words. Win-win. Type it all into the comments now because it's going to be nice and simple, and then we'll start collecting those. So get on with it now. Type win-win if you want to get that really cool bullhorned YouTube and all of the other vibes that
Whatever you
going
want
on.
to take from it.
And about that last piece, if you were on the Nuna Telegram, they had a competition where you could kind of write a story about the NFT. And then they minted that NFT with your story. That similar design.
I like that character that's in all those designs.
That's from Monet. I love that stuff, though. Just
the
the way that's the key is you got to engage people, and especially when you throw their creativity into it as well. There's so much to offer.
I can tell you, I was supposed to. I had like a lot of plans to draw a lot last night, and I ended up just I ended up talking to a client. It was finishing up something, and then we talked like for an hour about like just stuff, and then he was like, "Well, we should collab on music stuff because he's a rapper." And I've talked about this on the last show that I was doing these pieces, and he was going to write me into one of his songs for his album, and he showed me some more lyrics from his stuff. He's a big Lumen Swap guy. Oh gosh, I always forget his name at the
Is it
moment. I'm going to
Innocent?
shout him out right now. Here he is. He goes by famous rap star.
Famous rap.
Innocent is his like username on Twitter. He's interacted a lot. He's going to take ticket sales in his concert this year in Lumen Swap. He writes his rhymes about Stellar blockchain.
I love it.
I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere. I don't know how many rappers are even out there in all of blockchain, literally writing about the cryptos and NFTs. He's writing about liquidity pools and like all the rhymes in these rap songs are related to the Stellar network. So
I didn't even know Innocent is like he pounces on my tweets. I think he's like him and Paradigm. I think Paradigm Shift.
they're shadowing you.
They're like as soon as I do anything at any time, they're like all over it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether they've got some sort of auto setup. Cool guy.
He's OG
very cool.
Lumen
He's
Swap
very cool.
too.
Very cool.
OG Lumen Swap guy there.
Yeah. He's really into it, and he's we've got some exciting ideas. We got really hyped on each other last night, and
I can't wait to see it.
It was fun.
Again, with music, take the power away from the record labels, man.
I mean, we're talking about a lot here. I mean, a lot of options, like a lot. Like that's why I brought up the thing about like stand-up comedy. It's like we're talking about any form of audio. Like anybody could get into this. A long time ago, I wanted to be a comedian because I just like making my parents laugh. I did a lot of impressions. I tell jokes, and I've always tried to bring humor in everything I do. It dawned on me. I was just like, well, stand-up comedy NFTs would be brilliant. A little animation or something, or just an image, and I think it could capture imaginations in a way that maybe people hadn't really thought. And like, there's a lot of content you're not getting anymore on TV.
True.
Someone said, Innocent said that Lightment was becoming the MTV of independent artists. And I thought that was a great little description because you have so much on there that it's entertainment and it's artistic entertainment.
I love it.
Essentially, an NFT is any online link, isn't it? Any online link. So I mean, your as Jack said earlier on, your imagination can run away with you. It can be anything. It can be documents. It can be books. It can be audio. It can be video. It can be static images. It can be a whole host of different creative content. And I think that's the cool thing. I mean, this, as we were joking aside, I mean, kids that can scroll down and choose their own bedtime stories on a platform. I mean, there's a business model there.
There's a business model for everything. I mean, I know that there's like, in the medical world, they're using NFTs to raise funds to get better equipment in hospitals, and it'll only be a matter of time until they find out another way to use NFTs to actually really read helpful data for God only knows what. If you show it on a screen, that might be really important in some aspect that we're not thinking of. I think there's always something that we're not thinking of.
Guys, I've got to sign off because I've got to get ready for the next show. So I'm going to do the last.
Fine. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you.
The last draw. Okay, so the last draw, the win-win draw is coming up. So I'm just going to share that before I disappear. Let's share it. Giveaway tool, share, win-win. Okay, here we go, guys. This is for the last NFT and 10,000 Luna tokens. Hey! Win. Well done.
Crazy.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Well done, Debbie. Great to have you win something as well. So I'm going to remove that out. Signing off, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much for everything today. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm really...
No worries. Nice one, Jack. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, mate. I'll see you all at 1900 hours UTC.
Well, I'll be there.
For the Lumen Swap Show with Phil from Drift Exchange.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. Well, right. I've got to sign off myself. The kids just came back.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks for sticking it out.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I disappeared the whole time. So.
Yeah.
I'm just glad everything's okay. It was frightening. I really didn't know what was going on. So
It's all good. Yeah, Ben and I both have the ability to yammer on for longer.
well, now I'm gonna go back and watch my own show. That's gonna be a trip.
Awesome.
So thank you everybody that came on. I really appreciate every single one of you. Please tune in next week. We're gonna have some great stuff too. We'll have another guest lined up, and we'll give away probably some more NFTs. So thank you again. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Everyone, take care.
Thank you. Check out the Nuna Telegram. That's where
I will. I'm gonna get on there. I gotta get on there.
You got it. Thanks,
Totally,
guys.
Man. Take care. Bye.
How do I get out of here?